All right, welcome to the Next Adventure Show channel. I'm one of your hosts, Barry Moore, and this is the Temple of Adventure, otherwise just known as the Garage. I have an unboxing video for you, and here's why. I've got the standard OEM panniers that came with the Africa Twin. Came as part of the package I got when I bought it. And on a recent trip, I was going to say I dropped the bike, but the bike kind of dropped itself. It was kind of precariously balanced while we were having a bit of lunch in the cafe. Heard a big smash. Right, the bike was precariously balanced and just randomly fell over. She went down. Not much damage except for the corner of this pannier. I didn't really think those panniers are very robust. We were just talking about that 2 seconds ago. It had fallen over on its own accord, and here's what happened to the panniers. Now, while these OEM panniers are terribly practical for running around town, annoyingly so, because I've always wanted to get another set, but I haven't really had an excuse yet. But I've always felt they're not very robust, and they're probably not very waterproof either. So maybe not suitable for a big, extended 3-4 week trip around Australia. So this is what happened to one of the OEM panniers, just falling from a standing on the kickstand, basically. As you can probably see, just there's a nice big hole in the corner. The seal's pretty buggered all around it. The plastic's cracked here, and basically it's not going to be up for a big trip through the outback. So I wanted to get some new panniers for the trip anyway. But one of the nice things about the OEM panniers is they just fit right into this part, these slots here in the Africa Twin. So they're super easy to take on and take off. Unlike those kind of the standard big racks that you see on most of the other panniers, it leaves the bike clean when you take the panniers off. So I really like the look of the Africa Twin clean. So I wanted to get something that was easy to take on and off, so that when I'm not on a big trip, I don't have to ride around with all the scaffolding on the bike. So this isn't a video about the new panniers, but it is a video about the new rack. I have gone with the SW-Motech Pro Side carrier racks, mostly because they're super easy to take on and off the bike. A couple of minutes and a screwdriver is really all you need to get the bike back to the clean state. So this is an unboxing and install video of my new SW-Motech Pro Side carriers. So stay tuned. All right, the unboxing of the new SW-Motech Pro Side carriers for the Africa Twin. Just a disclaimer, I paid for all this with my own money. This isn't a sponsored video. I wish somebody would sponsor me for all this expensive stuff, but alas, I am paying for it with my own cash. So let's have a look at what's in the box. This is from Motorrad Garage in New South Wales. Bought it online, showed up pretty quickly. All right, so let's have a look. I bought a couple of optional pieces. Since this is a quick release side carrier setup, that means anybody can come up with a screwdriver and pull it off. So they have this optional locking mechanism so that you need a key lock to actually get the racks off the bike. Again, one of the main reasons I bought it is because I can easily take it off in a minute or two and have a clean bike again without the scaffolding on it. So this is just a bit of a compromise. There's a key lock there. Keeps the rack secured to the bike until you want to take them off. All right, so here we have the racks themselves. Cunningly wrapped in a million layers of bubble wrap. God bless them. So let's get into it. The bubble wrap there clearly to protect the other bubble wrap. Now, thanks to them for looking after it so much. So, there you can see it. you've got the two racks themselves for the left and the right. Very sturdy, very strong. Those would definitely hold up in a fall, unlike the Honda Panniers. Then you've got this bit, which is a tail light bracket. So this part goes, I believe, goes on your tail light assembly, the license plate assembly rather, and that holds forms the connecting points for the back of these pannier racks. Then you've got the little slots. As I said with the Africa Twin, the OEM panniers fit in those little top slots, so these do as well. So there's these little slot adapters that fit into the native slots on the Africa Twin. Installation instructions, no real man's going to read that. And then some brackets. I believe these go onto the foot pegs, the passenger pillion pegs. And then some more mounting hardware, as you can see. So that, my friends, is the unboxing. Let's get to the install. All right, welcome back to the Temple of Adventure. We have the racks on the bike. I was going to do an install video, but there is a really, really good one on the Twisted Throttle YouTube channel about installing the SW-Motech Pro Side carriers. So I'll just link that down below in the show notes and you can have a look at that. They'll do a much better job than I'm ever going to do. But I am going to show you the racks on the bike and all the cool features of how they fit on and how quickly they can come on and off the bike, so you can go back to a clean bike for your kind of daily ride as well. So let's have a look down below at the racks on the bike. All right, so here's the racks on the bike. You can see they look pretty cool. I like them because they're kind of low profile, very sturdy despite being kind of an easy on, easy off rack. So basically the install is pretty simple, as you can tell from that other video if you want to link to and follow that. But first you just start by putting a small bracket on your rear fender, and the bracket doesn't need any holes drilled into your bike, which is one of the reasons I really like the Motech ones as well, because a lot of the other ones require you to drill a bunch of holes in your bike and your fender and below your seat and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to do that really if I can avoid it. So the fender bracket uses the same holes as your license plate, so it just goes in pretty super simple. And then for the racks on the side here, there are 4 attachment points. There's 2 at the top here that you can see that slot into the same space that the OEM panniers slot into. So there's a couple of slots there. The OEM panniers used to slide right into the top of there and make it easy on, easy off. So there's 2 there. There's also an extra optional clasp you can buy if you're going to be doing a lot of off-road that gives it a little bit more rigidity. And we'll lock them in a bit better off-road, but they seem pretty sturdy so far. And then you've got one little bracket that you need to install where your pillion foot pegs go. You just basically take the screws out, the OEM screws out. The packet comes with some screws that you need in a bracket. You put the bracket in with the new screws, or new bolts rather. You put the bracket in with the new bolts, and you've got an attachment point on the bracket, and of course one here on this fender bracket back here as well. And then, as I talked about in the unboxing, I've opted for a key lockable little attachment here on the rear, so that somebody just can't come along with a screwdriver and take the whole rack off. So you need a key to unlock this particular one. But the way they come on and off is pretty simple, and I'll demo that in just a second. For this one, you just need the key lock. If you didn't have the key lock, then you would just need a screwdriver. And there's 2 basically bolts you have to unscrew, one here, and then it lifts out of the existing brackets and comes right off your bike. Super simple. So I'll demo that here now. So all you need is the key. Put the key in, unlock that, untwist that rear bolt, screwdriver from the front bolt, and then the whole side carrier just comes right off, and it's that easy. Dump it somewhere in the garage. You've got a nice clean bike ready to go. All that's really left is this bracket that you can hardly even tell is there, and of course again the fender bracket, which you can hardly tell as there as well. So that's the unboxing and install of the SW-Motech Side Pro carriers for the Africa Twin. If you found this information useful, please hit subscribe and like. Check out some of our other videos. And in the meantime, I'm Barry Moore, and I'll see you on the next adventure.